Good morning. Welcome to the BBC News on Thursday, March 14th. Francis begins his challenging papacy with prayer. Pope Francis has begun his first day at the helm of the Catholic Church with the private prayer ahead of Mass with cardinals later on Thursday. Karzai speech put NATO forces at risk, commander warns. International troops in Afghanistan have been put at risk after an inflammatory speech by President Hamid Karzai, NATO's commander warned. Large Hadron Collider cement Higgs boson identification. Scientists at the LHC say the particle outlined in July 2012 looks increasingly to be a Higgs boson. South Africa. At least 28%. Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu reaches coalition deal. The Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu has reached a deal to form a coalition government, officials say. India orders Italy Ambassador India's Supreme France, UK, may bust Syria arms ban. France, India ordered Israel Prime South Africa. Large Hadron Karzai speech put NATO forces at risk, commander warns.
Karzai speech put NATO forces at risk, commander warns. International troops in Afghanistan have been put at risk after an inflammatory speech by President Hamid Karzai, NATO's commander warned. On Sunday, Mr. Karzai accused the US and the Taliban of colluding to prolong the conflict in the country. His remarks could be a catalyst for some to lash out against our forces, US and NATO forces Commander Gen. Joseph Dunford said in a leaked email. International troops are scheduled to end combat missions in 2014. In the nationally televised, he suggested both the US and Taliban were trying to convince Afghans the situation would worsen after 2014. He said, in a message sent to senior military commanders, President General Dunford's warning was made. President Karzai may issue orders that put our forces at risk, he wrote in the alert, known.
Good morning. Welcome to the BBC News. Pope Francis. Large Hadron Collider cement Higgs boson
Large Hadron Collider cement Higgs boson identification. Scientists at the LHC say the particle outlined in July 2012 looks increasingly to be a Higgs boson. The Higgs, long theorized as the means by which particles get their mass, had been the subject of a decades-long hunt at the world's particle accelerators. Yet there is still some uncertainty as to whether the results at the Marian meeting in Italy. Teams from the two Higgs hunt all that. The zoo of subatomic part. What is more, the BBC's Pal Labgosh said, the mystery of how the universe works is even greater. The simplest. The BBC's Pal Labgosh said, the mystery.
Good morning. Welcome to the BBC News on Thursday, March 14th. Francis begins his challenging papacy with prayer. Large South. At least 28% of South African schoolgirls are HIV positive. The Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu has reached a deal.
Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu reaches coalition deal. The Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu has reached a deal to form a coalition government, officials say. His Likud Israel Beitenu party list will form a coalition with the centrist Yesh Atid and the far-right Jewish Home. Mr. Netanyahu was forced to give up his alliance with the ultra-Orthodox parties, Shas and United Torah Judaism. It took 5 weeks to reach deals with his new partners after the general election on the 22nd of January. There is a government, Likud spokeswoman Noga Katz was quoted on his Facebook page. Yair Lapid. Talks on the size and shape of the cabinet went on late into Wednesday night between Likud and its two main coalition partners, Yesh Atid and Jewish Home. Apart from the Prime Minister, there will be 21 ministers, making it the smallest government in decades, Israeli media report. Yesh Atid is expected to be responsible for finance and education.